This article is about the current international tensions between Iran and other countries, especially the United States and Israel. Since the Iranian Revolution of 1979, Iran has had some difficult relations with Western countries, especially the United States. Iran has been under constant U.S. unilateral sanctions, which were tightened under the presidency of Bill Clinton. Iran has had a civilian nuclear program since before the 1979 revolution. However, since the revolution, as Iran's regime and overall policies have drastically changed, there have been some concerns that it could use this program to develop nuclear weapons. These worries have been raised by the revelation, in August 2002, by Alireza Jafarzadeh, a prominent associate of MKO, of the existence of two secret nuclear sites, a uranium enrichment facility in Natanz, and a heavy water facility in Arak. There is, however, no proof at this stage that this program is not purely civilian. At the same time, Iran has been accused by the United States of supporting extremist Islamic movements in the Middle East and supplying militias in Iraq, but has no shown proof or evidence. Iran has also directed strong rhetoric towards Israel, including questioning the legitimacy of its existence and its treatment of Palestinians. Because of these factors, tensions between some states and Iran has degenerated into what some politicians, like Romano Prodi, Prime Minister of Italy, or journalists call an international crisis, up the point where the United States and Israel have refused to exclude the use of force to stop the Iranian nuclear program, although they have always stressed that they consider the use of force as a last resort. The Iranian nuclear program has been controversial as, although the development of a civilian nuclear power program, including enrichment activities, is explicitly allowed under the terms of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, there have been allegations that Iran has been illicitly pursuing a nuclear weapons program, in violation of the NPT, under the leadership of the United States and of the European Union. The international community has requested the end of enrichment activities in Iran. The 118 member states of the non-aligned movement, however, have backed Iran's right to acquire peaceful nuclear technology. This diplomatic effort culminated in United Nations Security Council Resolution 1737, adopted with the approval of both China and Russia. This resolution imposes specific, but light, economic sanctions solely linked to Iran's nuclear program. The resolution mentions that in the event that Iran has not complied with this resolution, adopt further appropriate measures under Article 41 of Chapter 7 of the Charter of the United Nations to persuade Iran to comply with this resolution and the requirements of the IAEA, and underlines that further decisions will be required should such additional measures be necessary. According to the resolution, Iran must comply within 60 days, i.e. before the 20th of February 2007. Iran has strongly rejected this resolution. Iran's parliament passed a bill on the 27th of December 2006 obliging the government to revise its cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency and to accelerate its drive to master nuclear technology in a reaction to the UN resolution. The bill gave President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad's government a free hand to adopt a tougher line against the IAEA, including ending its inspections of Iran's atomic facilities. On March 2, 2007, 6 key nations, including the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, which hold veto power, have agreed to pass a new resolution to impose tougher sanctions on Iran regarding its nuclear issue at the United Nations Security Council. French Foreign Minister Philippe Douste-Blazy said, in March 2007, Russia announced that construction of a nuclear reactor would be delayed at least 2 months. Because Iran had failed to make monthly payments since January, it said the delay could cause irreversible damage to the project. Because of the delay, Russia also indefinitely put off the delivery of enriched uranium fuel it had promised to provide Iran in March. Iran, which denied falling behind in payments, was furious, convinced Russia was pressuring the country to bend to the UN Security Council, which has placed sanctions against it for refusing to suspend uranium enrichment. The pattern of Russia's behavior has strengthened Iran's determination to obtain the full technology to build nuclear power plants and end its dependence, because they say Russia has never been and will never be a reliable partner. On February 20, 2007, before the expiration of the United Nations Security Council deadline asking Iran to suspend uranium enrichment, Ali Larijani, Iran's head of the National Security Council, warned that double standards will severely damage the credibility of international bodies. I think certain countries are seeking adventure on